welcome back to Marissa Explains It All. And today I'm going to be discussing and giving you swatches and a demo of the Anastasia Self-Made palette. And this is what it looks like here. And the packaging is just nice, like diamond black packaging, and it has a silver emblem on it, so just nice clean packaging. And it has all these shades here, which honestly when I first saw it, you think those are kind of boring. I don't know, I just didn't think there was nothing in here that really stood out to me. But then when you swatch it, you will see that there are some nice metallic beautiful shades in here, and there are only 2 true mattes. So let me go ahead and start with those. The first one is buttery and the other one is hot chocolate, and there they are there. So that is buttery and hot chocolate. So just a nice matte cream and then a matte chocolate color. Blossom and Spirit Rock. So Blossom and there's Blossom and there's Spirit Rock. So you can see Blossom is this just really pretty, like in the pan it's kind of like whatever. But then when you swatch it, here, let me do a better swatch of Spirit Rock for you. So you see Blossom in the pan is kind of like whatever, but when you put it on, it's really beautiful, like rose shade. And then Spirit Rock is a matte black with pink glitters in it. Now I haven't worn Spirit Rock all over my lid or anything or packed it on. I've only used it as liner, but it seems that when I apply it as liner, not all the glitters stay in. It's not like super, super glittery. This one is Blush, and this one is Isla. And again, they look kind of like meh, whatever in the pan. But then when you swatch them, Blush is this really nice gray duochrome. See, it's a really pretty like duochrome gray, and Isla is a beautiful metallic mint green. So there's Blush, and there is Isla. So you can see, I don't know if you can see that blush shade, but I did use that shade all over my lid. So if you watch the demo, you'll see how it applied on the lid. Now the next shades, I think I'm just gonna start going in 4s from now on just to make it go quicker. Witchy Sherbet Self-Made Hot and Cold. There's Witchy Sherbet Self-Made Hot and Cold. So Witchy Sherbet Self-Made Hot and Cold. Metallic Plum Treasure Pink Champagne and Deep Purple. So actually Pink Champagne is kind of a cult classic. That one like everyone loves, and for good reason. It is a beautiful shade. So let me swatch these last 4 for you. Metallic Plum Treasure Pink Champagne and Deep Purple. Metallic Plum, Treasure, Pink Champagne, and Deep Purple. And you can see that pink champagne shade right there. It's a beautiful all over the lid shade. It just has this like beautiful metallic quality to it. So there are all the swatches of the Anastasia Beverly Hills Self-Made palette. It's available at Sephora. Anastasia is also carried at Ulta, but I'm not sure if this one is available at Ulta. I got mine at Sephora, so I went ahead and did a demo tutorial showing this look here using this palette. So if you want to see how the shadows actually apply to the lids, then go ahead and keep watching. Okay, so I'm just going to jump into the tutorial. I already have face makeup, eyebrows, and primer as usual, and I'm going to dip into the Anastasia Beverly Hills Self-Made palette. And I'm going to start with this shade right there on my brow bone on just a flat shader brush. And that is one of the only 2 matte shades in the whole palette. So I'm just going to put that as a highlight right there under my brow. Then I am going to go into this peachy type shade there called Sherbet, and it is a kind of satin finish. It isn't matte, but it works well as a transition shade. So I'm going to use the brush that's in the palette. It comes with a double-sided brush with a fluffy end and a flat, and then put that in my crease as my transition. And you can see, even though it is a satin finish, it basically goes on like a matte. So Then on my lid, I'm going to use my Maybelline Color Tattoo in the shade Vintage Plum as a base because I wanted to use this shade here, which is called Blush, and it's a gray with kind of an iridescent like duochrome, and I wanted it to pop more like on how it is showing up. When I put it on without a base underneath, it isn't as vibrant and it kind of like blends in more than I would like it to. So I'm going to use a base. So I'm going to take a flat brush and just go into this Color Tattoo again in the shade Vintage Plum and just apply that all over the moving part of my lid as a base. So whenever you use a sticky base, it's going to make whatever shadow you put on top of it pop. And you can change the color of shadows this way. You can just make the same color more intense. It's a really nice way to be creative with the way your shadow goes on. So Vintage Plum there, you see it's like a grayish purple. And color tattoos are a great way to do that, and they're affordable because they're Maybelline, so you can get them at the drugstore. So then I'm going to go into that shade Blush. Again, that's that silvery purple shift shade right there on the flat end of the Anastasia Beverly Hills brush. And I'm going to just paint that all over where I just put the base. And that base just makes it, I mean, it's like a pink duochrome shift to it. So that base just makes the color pop more. So just apply that all over the lid. So there's that shade Blush there. You can kind of see the duochrome in it when like in here, you could see how it shifts a little bit. Okay, now I'm going to go into this gray called Witchy on a crease brush in my outer V. And this is just to darken it up. Okay. And then I'm going to use a blender brush and just blend it more. Now, moving on to my bottom lid, I'm going to use my Urban Decay 24/7 Glide On Eye Pencil in the shade Empire, which is like this purple, kind of gray purple color, and I'm just going to line my bottom waterline with this. Then I'm going to take, again, that flat side of the Anastasia brush and go into the shade Metallic Plum right there. On the very tip of the brush, I'm going to use that shade and just blend it under my eye. Then I'm just going to flip the brush around to the fluffy side and take a little bit of that sherbet color, which is the color I put in my crease, and just run that under where I just put that purple to help blend that out. Then I'm going to go into this shade here called Treasure. It's a very nice shimmery champagne kind of color on a flat brush. And I'm going to pop that on the inner corner of my eye. To help blend it, I'm just going to blend it up so it's not such a stark line. There's pretty much the shadows. I'm going to use my e.l.f. gel liner in the shade, I don't know, black. It's a black gel liner. And I'm going to take just an angled brush and apply that as my eyeliner on the top of my lid. And I will admit that this eyeliner isn't the greatest. It's like really emollient, and when you put it on, it kind of slides around and then moves the color around. But I'm going to go over it. I'm just basically using it as a sticky base because I'm going to go over it with the black that's in the Anastasia, the Self-Made palette, to set it and make it more intense. I smudged it a little bit, so I'm going to take a concealer brush that I already has concealer on it and just clean that up on the edge. Now I'm going to use the same brush that I used, that angle brush. I'm going to go in this shade right there called Spirit Rock. And you can see it has like pink, it's black with pink glitters, but the glitters don't stay in as much. I mean, maybe a little bit, but they pretty much fall out. So I'm gonna just dip my brush in there, tap off the excess, and then just go over wherever I put that gel liner. And honestly, if a few of the glitters stay in, that's fine. I'm okay with that. But it's not gonna be as glittery as it is in the pan. Just some of the glitter stick, and then putting that gel underneath again is using like a sticky base to make the liner more intense. So just like I did with the lid base, any sticky base you put down is going to make the shadow stick to it and be more intense. So I just packed it on there over the black gel liner. You can see how dark it is. I'm gonna go ahead and apply my mascara and I will be right back. Alright, so I just added my mascara and there's the finished eye look using the Anastasia self-made palettes. You saw it performed well, blended nicely. I'm going to finish my face with blush. I already have it on this side, but I wanted to finish up this side. So I'm going to use my Wet n Wild blush in the shade Heather Silk. And this is what it looks like. Just add the blush. And then for highlight, I'm going to go into IT Cosmetics My Sculpted Face into that shade right there, which is the highlight shade. This is a matte, and this one is a shimmery. And I'm just taking this kind of fluffy brush and just putting that on my upper cheekbone. And you can see it's really intense, so I always like to go back into my blush brush and not necessarily add more product, but just blend it all together. And now for lips, I'm going to line my lips with my NYX Current Lip Liner. And then I'm going to fill them in with the shade Chilled Brandy, which is a metallic cranberry shade. So there's the finished look with the Anastasia Self-Made palette. If you like my videos, go ahead and like and subscribe, and you'll see more from me later. Okay, thanks!